Let's get it.
Welcome back to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, Wrestling Entertainment Champions. 5 championships up for grabs. Will MJF join the Inner Circle? And the Classic in jeopardy. All this and more on the pre-show for Full Gears. Fellas, we out here. How we living?
You already know. JP Savage in the house, ready and excited for Full Gear. But remember, ice cream cones still drip even in the winter.
Yo, what's up with this guy, bro? Mischief, you heard? Hype as hell. I'm just here for the main event. Y'all can miss me with all this other bullshit, because baby.
Just the main event. I got a lot of bangers on this card here. I don't know if it's just the main event, but yes, we are here. It is the Full Gear pre-show, and the bad guys are here to set you up. And you know we're not gonna let you astray and wander off into this pay-per-view not knowing who the hell to cheer for, who the hell to boo, and what not to expect, right?
Absolutely. But before anything else, make sure to like and subscribe. Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, HPC Too Sweet on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. And inside the little coffin that you call a home, yes, that is us, the bad guys. We are here. You're welcome. Hello, goodbye, ciao.
Ciao.
Hello, good welcome, bye, ciao. Ciao.
And there's one more thing. We are releasing. We're dropping this shit on Monday, November 9th. November 9th on patreon.com/HPC2Sweet. You're going to be able to catch the bad guys on Patreon. And let me tell you something. There's going to be all sorts of exclusive
something about it.
To the Illuminati, baby. It's the Illuminati out here. We're going to do it big. But don't tell nobody except everybody, because it's happening on Patreon. You'll be able to go there. You're going to have Grapple Theater. Our first Grapple Theater is dropping on Monday, and it's going to be, oh, baby, because of Halloween Havoc, we decided to watch Halloween Havoc 97, donde Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio first.
El tío del Chubby Flaco.
That's what we're doing, and that's what we're checking out. It's going to be Grapple Theater, a show like you've never seen before. It's like a watch-along, but better. Bring the popcorn.
Trust me, you've never seen this match like you'll see it with the bad guys.
True that.
Some money, get them Patreon, baby.
Get that exclusive product.
Is underway this Monday, ready to launch. Speaking of ready to launch, we ready to launch this card because I'm feeling a certain type of way here. We have one of the 5 titles we're gonna discuss here, and it's gonna be in the buy-in. We gotta get through the buy-in first before we start the evening, gentlemen. Serena Deeb's gonna be defending the newly won NWA Women's Championship against Miss Allison Kay. Why are we defending an NWA Championship on AEW, and why is the NWA Championship on a women's wrestler that's not from NWA?
Because anytime you put Allison Kay on screen, it's a good idea. That's why. Because the NWA Championship has already been defended with Thunder Rosa, right? So it only makes sense. Yo, Deep, she's only a transitional champion. Yeah, people feeding too much into it. That was a rub for the United Network of Wrestling. That's what that was. Giving them a little shine. Giving them a little prestige of the NWA title. But she's only a transitional champion in the eyes of AEW. Because what's going to happen is Allison Kay is going to win that title. In this buy-in, you're going to have a title change in the buy-in.
Wow. Okay. Bold right out the bat. Okay.
Absolutely.
I like.
Because when you dress up like the sensational Sherry on Halloween, you're going to win. No matter what. You're going to find a way. You're going to be the ultimate opportunist. Listen, if there's a cage to climb, she's going to climb it. That's what's going to happen. And you need to really understand. And this is for all of you that, have a more simplistic palate when it comes to viewing of the wrestling industry. If you realize there's an ongoing feud between Allison Kay and our very own Thunder Rosa. If you realize, if you watch in the Twitter sphere, they're already going at each other before she's even the champion. So this is all building. This is all culminating to the main event, to the dessert, to the cherry on top that we will get at All Out.
Dessert.
At All Out, Allison Kay versus Thunder Rosa.
That's good and all, and I feel you. You're not wrong. Everything you say is right.
We figure you.
But I think that Serena is a little bit more than just a transitional champion. And I think you need to validate this NWA women's title run and this women's title. You see, just not too long ago, Allison Kay or her contract ended with NWA. So now, as a free agent, I don't even think it's wise for NWA to allow their championship to go on somebody that just left the company. I think there needs to be some sort of control over the direction of all of this. And Deeb, being maybe a lesser star in some ways than Allison Kay, might be easier to make sure that shit don't go awry with that NWA title. It just doesn't make sense for me to see that title run away to Allison Kay. Allison Kay might be bigger than that.
And for those that do not know, because, we're here saying we're kind of disrespecting Serena at this point because the wrestling world knows who she is. They just don't recognize her. There's a lot more on top in today's Serena Deeb than we're used to. Because remember, she was one of the cult followers when CM Punk had his faction. She was the young lady that was shaved on live TV.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that there's history here. This young lady has been around the business. She is a legitimate champion. If you beat Thunder Rosa, you're a legitimate champion.
You're saying that because she got a head shave that she's a legitimate champion?
Absolutely.
It takes a lot to get your head shaved.
It takes a lot for a woman to shave her head. Shit like cancer, alopecia. Like, they don't do it purposely.
You went there. You took it there.
I'm just saying, these are facts.
You just made it weird. You see, that's where we can have nice
things.
Let's keep it
weird. Let's keep things very weird. Orange Cassidy and his weird moveset will be squaring off against one John Silver tonight. Hopefully they'll be coming out to our merch, rocking those nice hoodies that Mischief is so elegantly looking in.
HeelsPopsChairShots.com, and then you click on the top and you go /shop. And there you can find this hoodie nations and a whole lot more.
Está frío. Está frío.
Get cozy. Get cozy.
We got the fire back here. Está frío.
.com/shop.
Yeah, out here. I'm not gonna get too deep into this because I already know what to expect here. Orange Cassidy's gonna put on a little show for us. John Silver, he himself knows how to put on a banger himself. So some magic here, and I'm Orange Cassidy. That's it. That's the tweet. That's the pick.
The reality is, I'm more looking forward to what's gonna happen prior and after this match, because John Silver has been magic on social media for the last month, 2 months, 3 months. So what we're going to get out of this particular match is going to feed into what we're about to see in the upcoming months. And that's what I'm excited of. Because you have a talent like Orange Cassidy, and you have a talent like John Silver, because he's not a slouch. Like you said, Vic DeVille, he can go in the ring. You put these two individuals together against each other, it will be interesting to see what we get. What does Dark Order have to do with this?
But speaking of interesting, can we just get to the interesting? Just hop over this and get into Le Champion.
Oh, damn, you're going to disrespect Orange Cassidy like that? I'm just saying, this match is going to be more fun than you give me credit for.
It will be. It will
John
be.
Silver is a tremendous, tremendous talent, right? Not to be undercut in all of this. He's really made himself interesting. And in terms of like funny matches are concerned, this is gonna be a funny match. It's gonna be a fun match. It's gonna be fast paced. These two guys can really wrestle. It's gonna be a really fun match. And low key, it's gonna be one of those matches that are gonna round out this really intense card. Because this card has a couple of like rivalries that are supposed to be more intense, and this is gonna be one of those standout matches because it's not.
Let me ask you a question. Nah, I don't think that.
I don't know about show stealing because I think that there are going to be some hard-hitting matches that are going to steal our hearts.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those fun matches that are really going to hype up the pace for the next match.
Is this match going to be too indie?
Yes.
That's a good question, yo.
Yes.
That's a great question.
In all the best kind of ways, I think.
In all the best kind of ways, okay.
It's going to be indie as fuck. Like, this is going to be an indie as fuck match. And it's going to be fun, fast-paced, flippy in a lot of ways.
But it's going to be entertaining.
Orange Cassidy's going to do his no-hand dive. Every time he does that, I think he's going to die. So, it's going to be a fun match. But that's the thing. It's going to be a fun, fast-paced match that's going to lead into MJF versus Chris Jericho.
Ooh. You think this is the order?
I think so. I hope so, because then I make no sense if it's not.
So this is the order for you watching. This is the order. And then
this is the order we covered.
This is the order that we're doing this in. But no, this is going to be a palate cleanser. Like, I mean, some cards or subjects could change or whatever, right? But it's going to be a palate cleanser, that match. And if everything is to be believed, MJF and Chris Jericho are next, and it's going to be, I think, a very intense and very slow-paced match. And I think it will be a awesome match because of it. Slow-paced for the two of them is where they thrive as two heels that are going to grind. MJF is a really good grinder, man. MJF would have survived in the era of like the Arn Andersons and whatever because he's a slow work and he can wrestle. So you go with him, you get Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho knows what to do and knows how to do it. I think they're gonna pace this match out. So the Orange Cassidy and John Silver match is really gonna stand out. And then this Jericho MJF match is just gonna be one intense match after another. You know what I mean? Because we got a couple of like what I think to be intense matches following. So everything else is a feud. Everything
who wins?
Is a blood feud.
So who wins?
Does he join the inner circle?
Cassidy Silver or MJF and Jericho?
MJF Jericho. I think Cassidy Silver doesn't matter. It's probably gonna be Cassidy.
Yeah.
Or Cassidy's winning that match.
Cassidy.
Yeah.
Unless like Dark Order.
Like that match doesn't hurt him.
Cassidy.
It hurts more Cassidy than it does Silver.
Yeah. Honestly, I would love to see like them jump Cassidy and then they spend the next like 5 weeks trying to make him join the Dark Order, but he just doesn't care. Like he won't wear the shirt. Like he's just like whatever. And then they're like, "Yo, you're just such a terrible teammate. Like we don't even want you on the team, dog. Like whatever."
Why don't you
be
care?
hilarious. Yeah, and instead of Orange Cassidy, it's Grapefruit Cassidy. Nah, that one didn't hit.
No, but this is gonna hit, right? MJF.
Blood Orange Cassidy.
Jericho's gonna hit. It's gonna hit, and you asked me who I think is gonna win. I think MJF wins and doesn't join anyway.
That makes sense.
But I think that it happens the way I think MJF is gonna look strong. It doesn't make sense, and I'm still figuring out why. Right? It doesn't make sense because the inner circle should jump them and like whatever. But part of me just feels like MJF is gonna win, and MJF is like, I would never join your stupid club anyway.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
That makes sense.
They're both heels, right? They're both heels, and they're both bad. Like then keep the bad guy mentality, and that's what a dick would do. I wanted to show you that I'm better than you, stupid. I didn't want to join your stupid clique. You fucking idiot.
I feel like this is one that I think the fans should have definitely been a part of, man. we should borrow the Thunderdome for the night. For this one because this could definitely be memorable.
They're
At
gonna
least
have
at
match.
least at the end, in hindsight, at the end of the when it's all over and said and done.
And I think with Mish's finish, I think that allows for this continued feud, right? Because now Jericho's will be pissed because he turned down fucking an
Yeah,
invitation
yeah,
to the inner circle,
yeah.
and
And
now
it
this
just
is
And
keeps
his
how
going.
opportunity.
Keep
how
running. Keep
funny
running with it.
is it jilted Jericho? What? You don't want to join? No, I don't want you to
Perfect.
join.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't want you to
Bro,
join.
these two gentlemen put on a musical already. This opens the doors for so many possibilities. Like, it's ridiculous. A new
Man.
rendition of the Nutcracker will occur
They're gonna
by the
make a
time Christmas
cameo
comes
on Step
around.
Brothers. It's gonna happen. It's- Here
Derek,
we go.
next, this match should break out in song midway. Just for like 4 moves while they sing.
Like Gaston and fucking Breeding the Beast. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
And they have in the little sing along at the bottom, with the little bolita that follows the
Oh
words.
my god.
fuck you, Dave Meltzer.
Shout outs to Disney. Elite
What's up with all these
deletion,
votes?
gentlemen. It's time for elite deletion. Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. I expect good work, but I just can we be safe, guys? Can we be safe on this? Can
So
we
this
keep
is supposed to
it
be a blood
softcore?
Oh,
Rabbi,
excuse me.
Rabbi, pray for you.
Hey, Papa.
Pray for
I
you.
pray for Matt if he pisses her off.
Yo, this is
Bro.
gonna be. I think he's gonna redeem himself here. Matt
Who?
Hardy, right?
Who?
Matt Hardy.
On this
Both of
ball
them.
floor.
He's gonna
I
trade a
think-
sheepdog van for a little motorized cart and
So he's gonna come
totally
in with a
redeem
jackhammer?
himself.
Is that what you're talking about? Because it's
I
not
don't
his
know
fault.
what he's gonna do, but I think Matt Hardy at this point in his career, like I think he realized what the fuck happened, and he's like, we gotta lean further into like the funky shit that his character does, and away from like what his character used to do.
Yep.
Right? I think his value is his creativity, not his hardcoreness.
Right.
Like he's beyond that now. We know you could do that. Like we don't judge that of him. Like we know that he'll bust his face and he'll like he was gonna do all that shit anyway, right? But now do it less so that it matters when you do it because you're older. You're like he almost killed himself. Damn it! Like that shit is real.
Man. Got 3 boys, bro.
So yeah, dog. Like
More.
I want to see more like Reincarnation Lake and like
Yeah.
funky shit from him and like creative things. And I think that's what Elite Deletion is gonna be. I think it's gonna be more cinematic.
Do you think he feels maybe that he owes Sammy a little bit more for like maybe I don't know because he could feel he got hurt or something, or maybe it took away from what they had from that last encounter?
That's a
I mean,
really good question.
that's a redemption match, right? Like,
Maybe he's just pushing himself so that he feels like let me get Sammy over as much as I could before I slow things down or whatever.
That's fair.
Or whatever
That's
the next step is, if that was to be the case.
I just think at this point, like the elite deletion shit is cool, but it should be a managerial role. Let him be a mouthpiece if that's what you want. Like in ring shit, like Mischief said, like limit that, bro. You don't need it. You don't need it. You have enough credibility. I mean, just looking at you walk, you
Credibility,
understand
too.
you've been through some shit, right? So I said inability.
Yeah, well,
No,
he should have an inability to walk.
I don't know what
He
you
has
said.
he has
but
a hitch. He has a hitch with his walk, man. I see him perform in the ring. It scares me. Like, you know what I mean, like
And he
it's
doesn't.
it's
need
not
to,
necessary.
like,
It doesn't benefit anybody.
it's-
right?
Yeah,
Like-
man. Like nobody's like he's not drawing because he's wrestling. Like he's not drawing fans because he's wrestling. He's drawing fans because he's there. He's just there.
Yo,
So let him
imagine
be there.
this. Imagine this. You mentioned in this week's show, Mischief, you mentioned that you enjoyed
On Thursday.
what we're about to talk about, Darby Allin, right? That match we'll talk about soon. But you mentioned a so-called icon coming in to manage Darby Allin. What if you had Matt Hardy manage Darby Allin? It fits right in.
broken
It's
mouth.
different. It's different, but it fits. And Matt
He
can
said.
be the voice for that. Because Darby Allin doesn't say shit either way.
But she said it. Just
Yeah,
like
I
that.
would argue Pete Dunne says more than Darby Allin.
No, oh man, I like where you went there, but Matt to me does. Matt needs somebody else. I think he needs somebody closer to him in style than Darby. I don't think Darby. I know Darby has that hardcore kick to him, and like maybe he tries to calm him down in a sense. But character-wise, I don't know if I'd be interested in that. I'm not interested in someone to limit Darby Allin after he's trying to control Sammy Guevara. You know what I mean? Because like in a sense, you can turn that shit around and be like, "Yo, why is Matt Hardy like on this guy's dick? Like he's just trying to live his life, and Matt Hardy's trying to control his career." You know what I mean? You could flip that story on its head. So that I don't want to see that. I'm not interested in that. I'm more interested in playing Darby's character with somebody else. Because it feeds more into the character than Matt Hardy would. Matt Hardy would feed more into like a physical aspect of like hardcore shit and not doing it, and I don't know. That's just not it.
I'm completely done with Matt Hardy.
Really? Like done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Why?
Remember that time? Remember that first time you ever said, "Damn, I think that's it for Taker." The first time you ever said it. The first time you ever said that about Taker. Yeah, I think I'm done. That's where I'm at with Matt Hardy.
Yo, but you know what's crazy? Because you can't say. Can you say
And
that
Jeff's
about
right
Tommy
there
Dreamer?
too. I don't need them on my TV anymore. Jai Ben said that about Tommy Dreamer.
Yo, but like Tommy Dreamer still hasn't been bad though.
No, he's
because Tommy Dreamer tells more story and not taking it seriously anymore. Like they're not putting on blood feuds. Like he did that shit with Eddie Edwards, and that's it. Like
he fits his role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember, we
we
once had Justin Credible on Shooting the Ish, and he himself said the hardcore shit is actually easier than taking all those bumps, and that's what Tommy Dreamer has been able to. You know, what's the difference between Tommy Dreamer and Matt?
With Justin Credible was so controversial, he
blocked
us on Twitter right after.
It was Justin
He
Credible,
blocked us on Twitter right afterwards. So you gotta listen.
Shout out, yo! It was that good. It was that good.
He crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Matt Hardy is gonna be interesting with Sammy Guevara, but let's be real. That's not moving the needle for anybody. Nobody's watching this pay-per-view for Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara.
There's also other things I'm over
Rebby
too.
Sky is.
Although, let's see what this Elite Deletion thing is all about, right? That shit might be fun.
Right.
The realness here is the tournament finals. What we all knew was gonna happen. You an asshole. Because fact of the matter is, this whole tournament was set up so that Omega could face Paige in this final. Winner receives an AEW title shot. Who you got? Who?
Well, Hangman Page can be trusted to operate a motor vehicle anytime he's on screen. So it's kind of hard for me to put my money in his basket, right? So I gotta go with the guy who's trying to. He's concerned about the hygiene of the company. He's a guy that he's coming to the ring with a couple of tools. I gotta go with the clean on this one because frankly, Hangman Page is gonna be too buzzed, bro. Like the man, he's going into the ring not spilling a drink. Impressive. But even James Bond liked to shake and not stir, my friend. You gotta put it down. Like, especially when you get to the point where you're at a finals, a tournament finals. You can't be in here with a Rob Roy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do this. You gotta let it go. You need to be sober. This has to be the match of your life. Tony Schiavone told you. It's been burning up to this, and this is what you're doing? You're drinking your life away?
Vic, who you got? Yo, that's a dumbass take. I hate you. Go ahead. Yo,
so, it's not that off, though. I mean, okay, so...
Mister, are you saying you've been excited with Hangman Page's attitude and his angle? Are you co-signing this?
Well, you said it
buffoonery?
right there. You said it right. Attitude, right? You got one guy who has been missing for a while, and then you got another guy who's been can't put down a drink. What's going on here? You what? You got? We're supposed to pick between these two. I will say this though. How many G1 appearances? The man has said it himself. How many times have we been seeing him win tournaments, put people down? Hangman Page can't put a drink down. Kenny Omega, allegedly the cleaner Kenny Omega, will be here this tonight and is gonna put things down. And here we go, right? This is the best bout machine, right? Don't show me anything else. I don't want to see anything else. You've been a tag team guy all this time. I need to see the best bout machine here tonight.
Shut up, bitch. Don't get because what's happening here is a case of I'm not that.
You're not that what?
Beer Fest? You ever seen
I'm
Beer
not
Fest?
that drunk.
Oh, I'm not
That's
that
an
drunk.
old play, my friend. This is an old play. You make everybody believe that you're gonna be a drunk piece of shit, and then when they think it's all a rap, you're like, not that.
So he's gonna do a couple bumps on top of that. That's what
6 months sober. What's up?
Coca-Cola. It's Coca-Cola.
So you say
That's
he
the
had
moment
Coke in
Kenny
the
knew
cup?
he fucked up.
That was Coke in the cup?
Whoa.
I don't know. Because listen, JR seemed mighty insulted that he didn't bring him a drink when he had that interview with him this week. I'm just saying. Yes, it doesn't. Listen, if Kenny does not win this match, then his whole cleaner should be retired. Right? Because then he ain't cleaning shit. He ain't cleaning shit. He's working with a dustbuster that has no charge. Like, he needs to hang it up. Because Hangman being a drunk on top of that, like, nah. Kenny got to win this one. Kenny to win, I'm good. Kenny, go back to
NJPW. We're setting up Kenny
and win. No matter what, it's not going to be a clean win.
Is Adam Hangman Page?
But it has to be a win. Yeah, we gotta see. We need to see Kenny.
Is he gonna throw up on him
already? It's okay.
No, this is how you build a star. All right.
Okay.
Hangman Page, we all know and agree, is probably the ace that we didn't talk about on Thursday.
Really?
Right? Yes. Really? Because you give him really slow burn here. He hasn't had much singles exposure, right?
Slow burn or slowly burning?
No, burn.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well done.
Put him in a match with Omega. Now he's gonna continue to be the underdog, right? Because I think that's not gonna be a clean finish for anybody. So it's gonna continue. I think he's gonna beat Omega some dirty ass way, and then Omega's gonna cost him that AEW title shot, and they're gonna go back to feuding. That's not over.
Listen, they're trying to Shawn Michaels, Hangman Page. The problem is that Hangman Page is not Shawn Michaels. They have him win the Battle Royal, right? He got to challenge for the belt. They have him a tag team champion, and now he's in the tournament. Like, he's not that guy. I'm sorry. He wasn't that guy in NJPW. He's not that guy in AEW. He's a good talent. But he's not that guy.
He doesn't strike me as the guy. Never has.
No,
he's an excellent mid-carder.
He was an amazing summer. He did amazing flips at ROH.
Listen, I'm not saying he's not a great performer. I haven't seen anything that tells me, oh, this kid is like unique. This kid is something else. This kid is must-watch TV. Maybe he's building to that. Hopefully, right? Because I would hope for anybody to be able to be their best selves, right? Maybe I just haven't seen him up against somebody that's going to take the best out of him. Maybe, hopefully today, folks, when you tune in at Full Gear, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, This will be the match that we've been waiting for when it comes to Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. This is the match that's going to solidify their position in this company that's challenging the company. Maybe this is it.
I think that's what I'm scared of. I think that's what I'm scared of for Kenny Omega. Because if he wins this match, there's no losing the Hangman Page and still being called the cleaner. Hangman Page does not beat you.
I agree with this dumb bitch.
And you do not beat the man who defeated Okada in Japan for that lovely, lovely, lovely championship over there. But you know how I feel about championships. But you don't beat that guy. Not tonight.
Hangman may or may not be the future star. And speaking of may or may not, we got this Young Buck FTR match that may or may not happen. Is this match gonna go on? Jackson is hurt. No CLs left against FTR.
I think they're going, but I think that takes away now. I don't know. I feel we're not gonna get the classic we wanted. This was supposed to be flippy shit versus fists. And we're not gonna get the flippy shit. We're not gonna get it from Matt Jackson, at least, allegedly.
Now I'd be a fool if I don't learn from experiences, right? And something I experienced this past week when we had a live show is something that a very intelligent man that I know that sometimes can be a bitch is Mischief over here. He mentioned, Victor Villain, don't allow yourself to get worked.
Yep, I think it's a word.
Because right now the Young Bucks are not the Young Bucks. They're the young sleeve bags, right? They are a heel tag team. They got that 5 o'clock shadow going on.
Bucks.
They right now they push Tony Schiavone. They super kick Tony Schiavone. Come on now. So these aren't the baby faces you're used to seeing. Oh, my MCL. Oh, nah. It's a work. It's an angle to get over. It's an angle, an element of surprise. Maybe he'll start off the match fucking with a brace, and they're going to use the brace and shove it up one of their asses. That's what's going to happen. Because they're going to end up being, like, they're going to come out winning this match. Because why would you be...
Like that?
Why would you be in this match with this heel turn if that's not the end result? What does that do for you?
Shove something in your ass? I don't think...
No, that's choice. That's choice. That's personal.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't think you booked this. I don't think you booked this if you're that hurt. I guess it makes sense.
I mean,
because he got hurt in July.
Listen, during Dynamite, they talked about it. The commentators themselves were like, "Why would you take this match versus Private Party a few days before Full Gear?" Like it's written into the story, bro. They're laying it up for you like a softball, Victor Villain. Don't chew on the pine cone, my brother. Open up your eyes and see the skies.
Don't chew on the pine cone.
It's rather hot back here in these skies. The AEW TNT Championship, third of 5 titles up for grabs tonight. Cody with Arn Anderson defending against Sting's protege, Darby Allin.
If the lights go out, you know what it's about, baby. Sting in the house.
Se fue la luz.
He's a free agent, folks.
The lights go out, pay your bill.
I talked about this on Thursday, and maybe this is more of what I want and less of what I think is going to happen. But God damn it, if you're not thinking at least a little bit that Sting won't come out here and help Darby Allin, man, it's got to at least be in the back of your mind. It would be a beautiful tandem. Maybe less manager, more like spiritual guidance. You know what I mean? Like back.
Yo, I want Sting to be as involved as Chuck Norris was in the movie Dodgeball. Give me a thumbs up. That's as far as I need, bro. Like
social distancing, please.
Yo, turn off the lights and be in the corner, and he distracts Cody. Like that's as far as I want to go, bro.
Oh man! And if he is gonna show up, Darby has to put the Sting face paint on
half his face.
Yeah, on half his face.
And he's got to do the Stingers drop.
Yeah, I'll take that too. I'll take a moveset tribute to. Cody retains though.
Stinger drop with a coffin drop. off the top rope.
How the
That
fuck you do
sounds
that?
devastating. It's
Yeah, it
fuck.
sounds like you might break someone's neck for real.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know how you pull that a scorpion.
Hey, it's
drop.
full gear, my man. It's full
Yeah,
gear.
it's
Full game, my man.
Yeah, it ain't last gear, my man. It's fucking full gear.
Here's full, my man. AEW Women's World Championship up for grabs.
Ooh.
Kuroshita versus Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero. I love the work they did this past week. Vicky Guerrero getting involved. We
Yep.
always love watching you get involved, Vicky. Um, I got Nyla, man, only because I think I more want her to win more than I think she actually will win. But
Okay.
yeah, I
So-
think Nyla should run with this again. I didn't see anything different with Sheeta.
So something I
far.
always look at when it comes to a title change, right? Who are they gonna feud with next? Because this particular match, like, there's not gonna be a feud between these two. This is over. This is the end of this feud. Because Hiroshida's had the belt for a minute, right? And Nyla Rose has had Vicky in her corner now for a minute. You know, so she should definitely have the belt again. But who are you gonna put up against Nyla Rose if she wins? Who's that next challenger in the women's division? Who is it?
Man, you know what? To that point, maybe Sheeta keeps it and goes with Britt, and maybe Britt thrones.
Oh, that's terrible.
I just think they're pushing her on television much more than anybody else. Britt
Yeah.
Baker's getting segment after segment, and it feels like they're prepping me for the Britt Baker push that's inevitably coming sooner rather than later. Whoever wins this match.
Think about Swole beat her. Swole beat Britt. And we've seen more Britt than Swole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Britt's the star there.
So then who will Britt win it off of? Would it be more beneficial for her to win it off of Hikaru Shida?
I wouldn't
or
want her
Nyla
to
Rose?
win it. But Sheeta makes more sense to me. Don't put it on Nyla, the Beast, and then have Britt come in as a chicken shit heel and dethrone Nyla, and now you gotta have to see Nyla and her fucking go off on another tangent for another 6 months. I don't know.
You're not in for that? Like, I'd be down for that.
Nah, not Nyla. Maybe Sheeta and Britt in a program.
Sheeta's not interesting, man. Like, she's a really good wrestler. There's nothing. She's a really good performer, but she's not interesting storyline wise. Britt is an interesting story. Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose is an interesting story. Let those trains collapse right now, bro.
That's right, collage.
Yeah, I should collage.
Let them collide, baby. Yeah,
they'll collage into a collage.
Yo, collage them shits, because right now the women's division gets a lot of heat for being trash. Right?
Trash
and it's
money.
not like they got great performers. It's just not interesting.
Nothing smells worse
give
than
us the
hot
story.
trash.
Give us the story on the big title. Give it to us. Give it to us.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
Right now. Oh,
and you know what? AEW is going to do a phenomenal job of giving us what we want indeed. Because we're finally getting one of the most deserving performers in the wrestling industry. The beloved.
Look, thing with the thing and the thingy-tongies and the clicky-tongies. And the stuff.
So you were saying,
there.
JP?
We're finally getting the beloved Eddie Kingston in a main event program versus Jon Moxley for the world title. And something that has been a raw, uncut feud where you can feel the tension, you can feel the connections to the real life relationship of these two individuals. I think that these two men are going to put on for each other. I think Moxley would definitely put on for Kingston. To the degree that Kingston wins, I don't know, but it's not out of the realm of possibility because they can go back and forth. This shit could continue. I don't know about y'all, but I can continue watching these two on the mic going at it for the next 6 months because it's just that good.
That's a good point that you bring up, right? And that's why Kingston can't win. Moxley's been booked really strong. like in his whole title run. So him losing to Kingston just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like that's the next step here.
On some
What
cheating
does feel
shit.
right is for right. Is for it to get dirty and nasty, right? He passes out, he doesn't quit, some bullshit, and getting a prolonged run at this rivalry.
So you want Moxley to give him the Bret Hart Stone Cold treatment.
Right. And how over was Stone Cold after losing to Bret in that fashion? Kingston's got the heart, and we know he's got it in him. And that match is going to be brutal. It's going to be the match of the year.
Match of the night? Ooh.
Year?
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot. I wasn't even planning on giving him match of the hour.
Wow.
For me, it is, because if they go how they can go, man, it's gonna be fun. Like
I sure hope so.
Guys,
I sure hope so.
These motherfuckers quit. They don't quit.
These two fuckers are gonna think they're back in CCW and shit and fucking go crazy.
Right, exactly. So if you don't think that there's gonna be at least 4 spots in this match where they're just standing in front of each other, slapping their chest taps, freaking back slaps, where they're like just trading blows, chair shots or kendo sticks or some bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Blood.
Go back and forth in a nasty, brutal slug fest.
It will get violent, that's for sure.
And remember, it is a main event match, so it has to deliver. Because I'll tell you right now, if Eddie Kingston does not deliver in this match, he will not see many.
You gotta take advantage of each opportunity, right? I hear all of that, and to your point from earlier, I can fucking watch this shit for 6 months straight, and they probably could go another 6 months. He doesn't win because at the end we still need to clash. We still have to meet Moxley with Omega. So at the end of the day, I still see that match. You don't not book. If you've already booked the Bucks and FTR, you're gonna book Moxley and Kenny. If not tomorrow, somewhere down the road.
But we've already seen it.
Yeah, but for the strap now, if Kenny's gonna take over, he's got to dethrone the top of the top. Like, don't have Kenny Omega defeat a newly won AEW champion that just won it for and is defending it one time, you know.
But just always remember,
have him knock off the prestigious guy.
But remember, the one thing that AEW is doing a phenomenal job at is that they're not afraid to intermingle storylines. So Eddie Kingston could, even if we get the Cleaner versus Moxley, Eddie Kingston can still be involved. Eddie Kingston can still cost Moxley the belt. Like, that can still continue, and that would be great. Because where Kenny Omega may lack, Eddie Kingston could provide some spice just being in the picture. You know what I mean? So either way,
we're all winning. Similar fashion, expect Hangman Page to hang around as well.
Ooh, very
I
true.
thought you said it. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Very true.
But,
very true.
I guess not.
No.
One thing,
Hangman Page to hang around.
The ladies and the gentlemen out there, the fans are ready for an amazing, entertaining night. We're only minutes away at this point. We've prepped you all we could. You know you're gonna get it on Fight App or BR Bleacher Report. Shout out to Bleacher Report holding down every single time for these pay-per-views, man. I'm excited here. I like I said before, this feels like a pay-per-view that the fans really needed to be a part of. On paper, we have a couple classics on paper. Imagine what will actually transpire here. I feel that hopefully that whoever is allowed at the show tonight, if they do have people there, that they will be loud enough to make a difference.
I think it will be. I think that it's going to be an electric feeling that, it's this show. I think is going to have the most fans that they've allowed to have up until this point. So I think it's going to be big, and I think the show is going to feel important. I think all up and down. Yo, look at Alex Wright over here.
Yes.
What's up with you, bro? What's up with you?
Listen,
you gotta give you a jacket to make you hug yourself.
Victor Villain, I understand.
It's my
you're
favorite
worried about
jacket.
the fans. I understand you're worried, but listen, we've come to a point where wrestling, they've been able to produce shows without the fans to a certain degree, and it hasn't. The product has not suffered because of it. Regardless, AEW's been doing this shit in the stadium either way. So fan interaction with the restrictions, it really doesn't pay big dividends as it is. But the performers have learned how to put on a show for TV instead of for the live fans. And that's why we're getting a better product in the last few months. Full Gear, I guarantee you all these individuals are going to bring their WD-40 and they're going to make sure that all the engines are on full gear because they know they're in a race right now. They just saw a wonderful Halloween Havoc occur a week ago. They didn't forget about that. Remember, we've always said, who do you match up AEW with? Is it NXT. NXT. So
yeah,
this
but
is
not
the
in their eyes.
Not in their eyes. And to be fair, they straddle that line for sure. But either way, if they do not produce a better pay-per-view than a Halloween Havoc that we saw on a Wednesday, they take the L. And that's just facts.
I think that they're competing with something closer to Survivor Series here.
Okay.
And I know Survivor Series hasn't happened yet, but that's where I'm at. Like that's where I think that this
if that's the case,
competition.
If that's the case, they have the card to beat Survivor Series because Survivor Series hasn't been what Survivor should be in a long time. Last year was dope because they included NXT, but beyond that,
yeah. I can't remember a
champion. What was Clash of Champions for then?
It's ridiculous booking on their end. So I think that also opens them up, right? That opens them up. And if AEW is planning, like, yo, when you're the underdog here, right? Like, you can't aim for like this third tier, right? Like, you're aiming for the top. All right? And let's be real, right? NXT to them is not their competition, right? WWE doesn't even have NXT. And by the way, everybody that talked all that shit about developmental, all right, remember this. NXT is not a part of Survivor Series because they're not on the same level. They're beneath Raw and SmackDown. But for AEW up here, they've got to feel like they belong there. A seat at the table, at the head of the table with Roman Reigns. So, as a matter of fact, this pay-per-view is the one that's competing with Survivor Series. And guess what, Papalote? Like JP said, it's going to be better. Better. Mark my words.
I'll put money on that.
And with that said, it's 10 count till 10 told. Enjoy the pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It is now time. Please like and subscribe. Follow us this week. We'll be back.
Heaters, pops, and chair shots, baby. HBC too sweet. I didn't even get to tell him about dessert, though.